Welcome, my friends. As I get ready to go out and ride my bike, it's occurred to me that there's probably some folks out there that haven't thought about it or haven't planned ahead of what they'll do in the worst case scenario of a car-bicycle accident. I'm going to give you some thoughts, some do's, and some don'ts of what to do in that situation. Stick with me.
Newtown Ambulance Code 3. Car bicycle MBA with injuries. Counter Route 37 at Shamrock.
In a perfect world, this situation would never happen. Unfortunately, this is not a perfect world, so these situations do occur. Plan ahead. Think about what you're going to do in a situation like this. The very first thing I can offer as a recommendation is try to stay calm if at all possible. If the injuries are not severe, get out of the road. Don't stay in the middle of the road. Another car coming along may not see you and cause more injury in another accident. We want to avoid that if at all possible. If there's injuries at all, dial 911. Let them know what the situation is. Let them know where you are if you know where you are. And also, if there's no injuries, let them know that. That'll avoid an over-response, so you're not getting a bunch of fire trucks and a bunch of ambulances and a bunch of police cars responding to the area. The next thing I would recommend is, if at all possible, get a good description of the vehicle. Color, make, model, license plate, anything of that nature. And also get a good description of the driver. It doesn't do any good to give the police a description of the vehicle and not a description of the driver, so they can't match the two up and figure out who was driving at the time. That's going to make a world of difference. Bear in mind, there's a multitude of reasons somebody might leave the scene and not stick around for the police to arrive. Their drug or alcohol involvement, they don't have a license, their vehicle's uninsured, unregistered, or anything of that nature. Or maybe they're wanted on warrants, or maybe they're just plain an idiot. At least in New York State, the criteria to file a motor vehicle accident, or MV-104A, which is the state accident report form that are filed by the police, is there has to be $1,000 worth of damage, or personal injury, or death. If those criteria are met, the police will file an MV-104A. If those criteria are not met, they're most likely and probably will not file an MV-104A for you. They may do an exchange of information form, which is they'll gather the driver's information, insurance information, and vehicle information and give that to you, and then they'll give your information to the driver so you can sort it out with your insurance companies after the fact. What I would recommend next is take pictures of the scene. Take pictures of the road that you're on in both directions, or if there's an intersection, all directions of travel in the roads, any road signs, any road markings. Take pictures of the direction the vehicles were traveling. Take pictures of where the sun is. Take pictures of the vehicle that is involved in the accident, and in your bicycle, any damage to those items, and any injuries to the parties involved. That's going to be important down the road potentially. Another consideration after the accident or during the accident is limit your discussion with the other person involved in it. There's no point in having a discussion with the person saying who's at fault, who did what, or anything of that nature. Those can come back and haunt you down the road. It's much better to give somebody your ear than your voice in the long run. Let the police arrive on the scene, let the police speak to both parties and do the investigation. Under no circumstances should you make any roadside deals with the other person involved in the accident, who's going to pay for what and whose fault it is. Let the insurance companies deal with that, or let a court deal with that, or an attorney deal with that. After the accident, when you're in a safe location, start taking notes or write down some notes of what occurred and things that were said. Back up or archive any pictures and the notes to one location so you have that available. Also, make sure you're backing up the GPS data from your cycling computer, and if you run a video camera on your bike, which I'm a big proponent of and I think is a great idea for anybody, make sure you save that video footage as well. I joke around with my wife, if I end up toes up in a ditch, make sure you're looking for that video camera, because it's going to tell you probably what happened to me. A couple more points. I would certainly limit any posts you're making to social media, and also any uploads you're making to fitness apps such as Strava. That's all information that once it's out there, people can see it and potentially use that against you if it should end up in a lawsuit type situation. If your bike is damaged or you're injured, I would certainly reach out to an attorney and discuss with the attorney what your next steps are and what your options are as far as how to handle the situation. I sincerely hope you're never involved in a situation like this, but if you are, hopefully these thoughts will make it a little bit easier for you and make the outcome better for you in the long run. I'm going to tag some videos at the end. There's some stuff there for new cyclists to take a look at. If you're a new cyclist, great value there. Make sure you watch some of those videos. Other than that, I want you to remember your couch sucks. It's time for you to get up, get on, get outside, and do something epic that you enjoy. See you.